Remember, gang, all my goals with all my videos is to give you the best experience on any topic I'm giving advice with. So today we're talking about cycling. And if you're into weight loss, if you're in a simple life, if you're in an ecological life, if you're into good fun, then a high-end road bicycle is going to be one of your best friends in life. If you know, you know. And this brings us to one of the all-time road bicycles ever created. And it is the Specialized Tarmac Rim Brake SL4. Now, a bit about me. If you don't know, I've ridden, thousands of bikes. There wouldn't be many people in the world who've ridden as many bikes as I have. And I'd say as a YouTube bike reviewer, I would say I'm probably number one out there in terms of experience. There's a few guys out there as well, but they don't surely share their honest opinions about it. So they instantly lose credibility. Okay, they just share what the sponsors want them to share in terms of opinions. But me, no one can buy my opinions. They are the facts based on my personal experiences with 2.5 decades of road racing experience. So you can trust my opinion on these topics. And I'm a huge fan of Specialized product. I'm not a fan of the latest stuff. It's absolute junk. It's garbage. It's dangerous. It's overpriced. It's poser bikes, dentist bikes. But their older bikes were absolute icons, and they still are available near new secondhand all over the secondhand markets. Okay. And I buy bikes all over the world, okay, for people. I'm a bicycle broker. It's one of my part-time jobs I enjoy doing. Hobbies. Anyway, let's get into this one. This is the SL4, which I would say is top-tier Tarmac peak experience. Now, the SL1, 2, 3, they're fantastic bikes. They're unreal, all right? There's not much difference between them and the 4, okay? So if you've got an SL1, 2, 3, or 4, you don't need to go, actually, I don't have a 4, I've only got a 3, I need to get a 4. No, you don't. Okay, I'm just saying that the 4 was at the peak. Now, it wasn't without problems. It did have some issues with the BB30, so again, if you've got an SL3 with BSA, then you're good to go. But they're all really good. I'm just saying, this one just came from my feed the other day, and I'm like, man, these bikes are iconic. I remember jumping on this SL4 back when Specialized had a demo day here in Australia, and I'm chasing buses down Anzac Highway, and I'm like, damn, this bike is sick. The SL8, SL7, you don't have that feeling. It's different, man, all right? The SL8 and the SL7, which I own and have owned and currently own, it's like, if you're a guy, it's like, if you've ever had your banana schlucked, it's like getting your tip nibbled versus a full-on deep throat, double-handed wrist. It's different, man. But unless you've had both experiences, you don't know. Unless you've ridden the SL8 S-Works versus an SL4 S-Works, you don't know. Okay? All you have to trust is the shills out there on YouTube, Alex Dowsett and co, and Cam Nichols and all those guys just shilling this latest product as absolute garbage. And no hate to these guys. I understand they're just trying to make $1, $1. Okay. But gang, look at me. Look how much money I've made and make. You don't have to sell out, all right? I bought the SL8 with my own money, full retail, and it's already broken. I broke it after 51.2 Ks. The frame's cracked, and I can laugh about it. All right, that's what we're talking about in terms of money, okay? So you don't have to be a shill, man, all right? You can make so much money on social media by providing honesty and value that you go out and buy a $20,000 Australian or $14,000 bike, and it breaks in the first 51.2 Ks, all right? So, and you can laugh about it, whatever, it's just, here's what it is, okay? So there's many layers in this video here, but let's get back to the bike, all right? Let's get back to the bike. It's just killer. And let's read the advertising on this. This was back when Specialized were telling the truth. All right, let's read the spiel. And Specialized have the best marketing, don't they? They get their most emotions. All right, so whether it's winning the Tour de France or a local crit, the next generation of Tarmac SL4 was born to race. This is true. This is fact. With head-snapping acceleration and razor-sharp handling, I mean, it won't snap your head, but it's bloody good bike. The S-Works model features our lightest and stiffest frame ever, plus super light Duras components and Roval Fusi SLX wheels. These wheels are actually pretty good. No wonder the Tarmac is the go-to chassis for pros on multiple world-class teams. Well, that's not really the case because they're sponsored, so we can exclude that one, but it is a doper bike. This bike was built for doping, like back in the day when marginal gains was a priority, and now it's back in the day it was marketing gains was like, no, we don't care about that. And now today, marketing gains is the priority. Back in the day, it was marginal gains over marketing gains, and now it's marketing gains over marginal gains, okay? So no longer do we see hashtag marginal gains. We see hashtag marketing gains with the S5 Cervelo or the R5 Cervelo disc brake, all these new Super 6s and Madones and SL8 time, it's all the junk out there, the marketing gains, all right? This was, man, the 2012, what a great year 2012 was. You know, you got Bradley Wiggins, you know, you got Chris Froome there, you got Cadel Evans, you got, you know, Nibali, you got Sagan having his breakthrough, you got, you know, it's like, it's the good days. You got Vinokurov winning the Olympics. It's just, you know, you have such a good bike out there, and this Tarmac, whenever I see this SL4, I'm just like, damn. That's great. You know, it's like when you see a certain chick that you like, you know, a certain vibe or whatever, like, you just like, damn, you only have one thing on your mind, and that is to ride it hard. If you know, you know. And this is the SL4 Tarmac. It is like, you know, if I could only have two bikes for the rest of my life, you know, hypothetically, brand name bikes, I would pick an SL4 Tarmac and an SL4 Roubaix, okay? The Roubaix for the higher stack height, and the Tarmac for, you know, peak fitness, peak times, etc. Now, not everybody can ride Tarmac, okay? The Tarmac has quite an aggressive geometry. So that's where the Roubaix is basically the same bike with a bit more relaxed geometry. Okay, so if you want a higher stack height, maybe got some neck issues like I have, then the Roubaix is going to be better for you. I still have a Tarmac SL4. I just, you know, always just have one of them. Every time I look at it, I'm just like, that's a fast bike. So you go, that's the deal. But if you have an SL1, 2, or 3, don't see this as like a hype video that you got to get rid of them. There's not much difference, okay? There's minimal difference. Like the SL4 is the 10 out of 10, and the other ones I would say 8 to 9 out of 10, which is bloody really good, all right? So especially the SL2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6, there's not much performance difference in them, assuming you got the same spec. Now, with the SL5, why don't I give that a mention? Because it has that little fang-dangled seat clamp, and I was like, it's not as good as this, okay? And the SL6 is a very nice bike, but again, proprietary seat post, and it's, you know, otherwise very nice, but, you know, getting spare parts from it, blah, 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 blah. So the SL4, you've got the lightweight BB30, which can also be a headache, OSBB, etc., but, you know, if you're a bike mechanic like me, you can sort of relive with it, but, yeah, just great bikes, man. And the SL3's killer. The SL2's killer. Like, I've got them all, and they're just amazing fucking bikes, man. I've ridden them all, and I have no problems keeping them forever. They're amazing bikes. Now, people are like, well, I don't want a second-hand bike. I want to buy a brand new bike. Okay, then if you want to buy a brand new bike, then you're going to get something like a Windspace SLC. That's a fantastic bike as well. Not as stiff as the SL4 is SL Tarmac series, but still a very, very nice bike. So again, stiffness with a bike, you know, is more, it comes down to your weight as well. If you're under 70 kilos, most bikes are going to be pretty stiff for you. If you're not holding 400 watts for, you know, 5 minutes, then most bikes are going to be pretty stiff for you, okay? So the stiffness of a bike also comes down to what's your body weight and how much power you're putting out, okay? Holding, I should say. So, you know, it's like, it's, you know, so if you're a real, you know, 70 kilo, like a Matthew Van der Poel, etc., those guys are really going to benefit from the stiffness of a frame. Or if you're like a, you know, a B grade Div 1, Div 2 rider, you're going to notice more differences there. But that's still the everyday rider. You chuck them on an SL4 Tarmac or an SL4 Roubaix with a light spec on there, like a Dura-Ace or a SRAM Red or an Ortega or something, and some nice wheels. They're going to go, wow, this bike's really nice. I want to ride this bike. This bike is what created cycling addictions, okay? The specialized Tarmac series, the 1, 2, 3, and 4, the SL versions, even the first two that came out, there was that alloy carbon hybrid, and then there was the full carbon Tarmac, and then the next year was the SL, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then it went shit from there. The disc brakes came in, rim brakes got cancelled, they become marketing gains versus marginal gains, and rest in history. So this is a history lesson in cycling performance. If you know, you know, and if you don't know, you're missing out.